Hello there, friends. It's Kyle coming right back at you. Today I'm going to help talk about UCAN and how to make it into the paste form. It's something that people have asked me about, and how do I make it and what do I put in it. So I guess let's give it a shot, and here we go. Hi everyone. So today, as I talked about one of my previous posts, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to make use UCAN in a paste form. Today I'm going to go ahead and use my favorite flavor, Tropical UCAN. I got the canister, but I also have one of the packets that you can get on the website at www.generationyoucan.com. One difference between the two, whether you're using the scoop out of the canister or the pack. The pack itself has about 1.5 scoops of UCAN in it. As you read it, it has 33.6 grams, so we'll round up 34. And 1 scoop of this is actually 25 grams. So if you don't have one, I would suggest getting one. I got a nice little measure that I do with all my cooking and measuring of what I eat. I do like to know how much I'm actually consuming throughout a day because I do eat a lot of food. I use one of these. I buy it at Bath and Body. Probably can get it on Amazon as well. They're pretty cheap, inexpensive. No need to get all the big bells and whistles. All you really need is showing you how much pounds and kilograms is something is worth, or grams in this case. Back to Generation UCAN. I started using UCAN back in 2012, and it's because I was just tired. When I was running marathons, I was tired of all the sugary substances that we were eating. Reason being is because any of you who actually have run marathons and have experienced this know that when you consume many of those little goo packs, you end up getting rot gut. I mean, your gut is just heavy. Sometimes it just turns into like there's a rock in your stomach, and I just got tired of it. You get those, you have to refuel every 45 minutes because basically what it's doing, the sugar is spiking your blood sugar, so you get that high and you're just running or working out, whatever you're doing, and I feel great, but then all of a sudden you just start crash. And reason being is because our bodies are not made to consume so many sugars and so many carbohydrates in such a short period of time. Every time your blood sugar spikes, insulin has to go get it and bring it back down, and so that's your spike and crash. With UCAN, one great thing about it is the way it's actually processed. It's hydrothermally cooked, as I mentioned in one of my previous posts. So basically, when I started using this back in 2012, it was just because I was looking for something different. I needed something that did not spike my blood sugar and help go through the yo-yo effect of through training or through the marathon itself. So anyway, I started use this pre-run, and then during the course itself of the race, I ended up consuming probably right around the half marathon mark, and then I started consuming it again post race. Reason being is just because the way I trained with no fuel for whatever my workout was. And so whenever I did use the UCAN itself, it was that nice little carbohydrate that made me feel good, but yet I was still able to burn fat as my main fuel source. So everybody's a little bit different. Some people like to fuel more frequently. I myself found it best to fuel at the beginning of the race, in the middle of the race, and then post race to start the recovery process. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start cooking up some UCAN paste in the form of water. Anyway, so what I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm just going to actually just put my scale on so I can measure out what we're doing. As I mentioned before, 1 scoop is 25 grams. And so I got 1 full scoop here, put it in a bowl that I have, and luckily, with that 1 scoop, it measured out 33 grams. Beneficial for you to get a scale, because just because something says 1 tablespoon or 1 scoop, especially if you're doing a pre-workout, stuff like that, you don't really know how much is actually being you're actually using. So that's the whole point of why I actually get a scale and I measure out everything. Anyway, back to the thing. So now that I have my bowl with UCAN in it, one thing I like to do, I like to use the UCAN Hydrate. If you can see that, this is the berry flavor. And what the UCAN Hydrate is a sugar-free electrolyte drink. So you have all your magnesiums, potassiums, and so while I'm on my run or training, I like to go ahead and have consume this on the bike or in the gym in some kind of water bottle. But since in this case I'm making the paste, I'm going to go ahead and include it in my paste. So now when I consume some water, I get my UCAN and also I get the electrolytes that I need. So here's one scoop. Should measure out about 3. It measured out 4. It's okay. Now, so as you can tell with UCAN, it's all powdery. So now we're gonna have to make it into a paste. Today, I'm gonna use water, just plain water. Basically, your imagination is what limits you on what you can do with your paste. I've used coconut water before. It tastes pretty good. I've used coffee, but usually with my chocolate UCAN, whether it's the protein version or the Cocoa Delight. And if I'm using something like this, the orange flavor ones, I've used tea as well. Basically, your imagination is what limits you and how you want to create your UCAN paste. So today, just for showing purposes, we're going to go simply with water. Just start pouring a little bit of water in at a time. Right now, I measured out about 2 cups. Get out your spoon or your little utensil. One thing you'll notice with UCAN, it's very light. So as you stir, it might get, you might pop some out of your bowl or your cup, wherever you're mixing it in. And so just stir gently and make sure you actually get it wet first, and then you can start mixing it vigorously until you get that consistency you're looking for. So yeah, consistency can be anything you want. I like mine a little bit thick because I know that whatever water stop I'm at, I'm actually gonna consume it with water. And so, as you can see here, that powdery form, I don't know if that light can get to it. Yeah, there you go. It's actually pretty thick. And that's probably where I usually consume it at. Now where to put this, you can go to Target or just your grocery store, and you can get those disposable bottles for soap, shampoo, or you can just get a plastic baggie and pour it into the plastic baggie. Today I don't have plastic baggies, so I can, they're usually what we used to call a dime bag. Not to reference anything, but those are a nice, small size. You I put it in a cup and I fill that plastic bag with the UCAN, Ziploc it, throw it in the refrigerator for tomorrow's race, and I'm ready to go. So again, the paste itself, all based on how your nutrition is. If you're used to taking all those gels at, a specific miles, you're going to notice that with UCAN, you can actually cut that in half. Reason being, because you're not just using a carbohydrate as your fueling source, you're actually using fat, body fat, as your fueling source. So this, with because the way the UCAN is actually made, it actually will help burn more body fat because it doesn't spike your blood sugar, and where you start storing stuff and using the carbohydrate mainly as your main source. So give it a try. Go out there and buy some UCAN. If you like any free samples of UCAN and some hydrate, send me a message on Facebook or on Instagram. I'll leave that information below, and I'll send you a code so you can actually get some of that stuff for free, delivered to your house for free. Just pay shipping and handling, which is about $1.95. But you'll get 2 packets of UCAN and 2 packets of hydrate. And then if you also plan on purchasing some, just hit me up on a message as well, and I'll send you a code for 10% off at least. It's something to try out. All right. Y'all have a great one. I'll talk to you later. Bye.